I'm feeling a lot of pressure that's rising around Texas right now. Like the pressure around Texas is just getting higher and higher and higher. Like the expectations literally are national championship or bust. Like if Texas doesn't win the national championship, people are going to call 2026 season a bust, which is crazy. Even if they go 12-0 and they don't win a national championship and they fall, let's say they go 13-1, they make it to the third round of the playoff in the Final Four and they lose, they're going to call it a bust, which is crazy to say. Like I know that's crazy to say if you go 14-1. If you don't win the national championship, it's a bust. It's a bust, which is just crazy. But I'm almost like I'm there. I'm there with you. Like I'm relatively. I hate to put championship or bust expectations on anyone. Like people put them on Oregon as well. I hate to do that. Like I literally hate to do that. But I'm gonna say if Texas doesn't make the Final Four, I'm calling it a bust of a season. If Texas makes the Final Four and plays a competitive game in the Final Four and loses because a bounce of ball the other way, I'm still calling that a really good season. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm getting choked up thinking about it. But don't get me wrong. Like, Texas is going to still have... Like, if Texas makes the Final Four and just one game short of the national championship, it's not a bust. It's not a bust. But I do feel that the pressure is rising. The outside pressure. Maybe not pressure that I'm putting on them, but the outside pressure is definitely rising on Texas. Texas has become one of the biggest brands in college football again. Anything short of a college football playoff run feels like a disappointment. Like that's literally a quote from some people that are around Texas. Being really good isn't enough anymore, which is tough to put expectations on a team, but that's what people are putting on Texas. Another question. Is Arch Manning finally the guy? Is he finally the guy that's going to get Texas over the hump of the playoff and success in the playoff? The spotlight has never been bigger under Arch Manning. Like, this is it. This is the biggest moment of Arch Manning's career. It's the biggest season of Arch Manning's career. It is make or break. It is make or break for him. This decides what pick he's going to be in the draft. This decides whether he can win the Heisman or not. This is going to decide whether he wins the SEC championship, makes the playoff, a national championship. All those things are expectations put on Arch Manning, which is crazy. That's a lot for someone to handle, especially that he's not like a senior. Like, do we remember that he's only a junior? Pretty sure, I don't think, he's not a senior. Like, he still has eligibility left. So, to put all that expectations on Arch Manning is a lot. It's a lot. So, just be careful with the expectations that you throw on him. But, for me, here's what I'm going to say. Actually, no, I'll say that at the end. But we'll get to Steve Sarkisian. Steve Sarkisian's built a roster with an elite recruiting class. He's done a lot in the portal with getting Hollywood Smothers, Raleek Brown, Cam Coleman. Like, he's building this team in the portal, and he's doing it through recruiting. So he's doing it both ways. I mean, there's NFL talent all over the field. The roster is absolutely loaded. There's going to be at least 3 or 4 first-round picks on this team already. So, for Texas, the SEC isn't getting easier. Like, the road through the SEC to the SEC championship and to the playoff is not getting any easier. It's only going to get tougher. So, from here on out, if I'm Texas, the sooner the better. Like, if you can win it all now, that buys you another 5, 6 years at Texas. Like, just, you got to do it. You got to do it. Now is your year if you're Texas. The defense is elite. As I said earlier, the defense looks really good. They have, championship team with a championship defense, which is always good. You have Colin Simmons. You have, Rasheem Biles at linebacker. There's a lot of talent, especially in the front seven of this Texas team. So my biggest question is, can Arch Manning live up to the expectation of leading them to a national championship? That's my question number 1. Question 2, can Texas handle being, the hunted instead of the hunter? Because everyone looks at Texas and says, we want to knock them off their season. If you're Florida, you're saying, we want to beat Texas. You're Texas A&M. We need to beat Texas. You're Oklahoma. We need to beat Texas. You're Ohio State. We need to beat Texas. Georgia. We need to beat Texas. All those teams. Ole Miss. We need to beat Texas. LSU. We need to beat Texas. That's what teams are looking at in the SEC. Maybe not Georgia, but all the other teams are looking at in the SEC saying, if we beat that team, we give ourselves a better chance of making it to the championship game. And that eliminates Texas. Because everyone in the SEC, if you were to ask them, what's the most talented team and the team that you don't want to play in the SEC? I would say 75% of the teams would point at Texas. The other 25% would probably point at Georgia. But I'm pointing at Texas. I'm saying that's the team I don't want to play. But you're being hunted because everyone looks at you. All those teams look at you and say, you are the guy that we want to take out because you're the biggest threat. You're not one of the ones that are saying, all right, Georgia's the hunted. Everyone wants to beat Georgia and dethrone Georgia. Now everyone wants to beat you, Texas. Everyone wants to beat you because everyone puts the hype on you, even though you haven't really done anything. Like, Texas is being the hunted. How do they react being the hunted? That's my question. I'm slightly concerned. Here's some of the reasons why I'd be slightly concerned. Every opponent would treat Texas like the biggest game on its schedule. Ohio State had to deal with this for a while. Alabama dealt with this for a while. Clemson dealt with this for a while. A lot of teams still, like Ohio State still deals with this. Like, Illinois on a random day is going to treat Ohio State like that's their national championship. Mississippi State randomly or Kentucky randomly is going to say Texas is our national championship because that's the best team we play. Can we beat them? Like, if we win that game, we call it a successful season. So how does Texas respond with being the toughest game on everyone's schedule? It's the toughest game on Ohio State's schedule. It's the toughest game on LSU's schedule. It's the toughest game on, I think Kentucky plays them. Like, Mississippi State probably plays them. I think Missouri plays. It's the toughest game on all those teams' schedule. How do they react? That's what I want to know. So for my prediction, this team is going to probably be at 11-1, 10-2, probably a worst team. I think they're making, I don't have a ton of doubt that they won't make the college football playoff. I am all in that Texas will be in the college football playoff, and if they're not, you got to call into question Steve Sarkisian. You got to call into question the chef in the kitchen, which is Steve Sarkisian. So that's my take on this entire situation. I personally think Texas will make the college football playoff, but if you're a Texas fan or if you're not a Texas fan, let me know your realistic expectations for the Longhorns in 2026. I don't want to hear your, Texas is going to be 7-5. They're going to lose all their tough games because Texas sucks, horns down. I don't want to hear that. I had that in my Indiana prediction video where someone said Indiana goes 8-4, loses to Michigan, USC, Ohio State, and Michigan, USC, Ohio State, and Oregon or something. It's come on. Come on. Indiana's not going 8-4. So just be honest when you comment below. What do you think Texas's record will be, and what do you think they're going to do in the playoff? Do you think they'll win the SEC? Do you think they'll win the national championship? Do you think they'll make the Final Four? Let me know that in the comments below, and I will be responding to all of those comments.